Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Makeup by Amani, and today's video is going to be on this beautiful soft glam look. So first I am starting off by wiping off her face or cleansing off her skin with micellar water, the Garnier micellar water with the pink top on it. That is the best one. And then after this, I'm going to be prepping her skin for makeup. I believe she has combination skin. So I really just wanted to focus on hydrating her beautiful skin. I ended up spraying her face with the MAC Prep and Prime spray. And then I follow along with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched cream or moisturizer. That is some really, really good stuff. As I'm blending out this moisturizer, I also want to go in under her eyes and kind of work it in that area, only because under the eyes is like the thinnest skin or the thinnest layer of skin ever. So you want to be sure that you hydrate that area because we are applying foundation, concealer, setting powder, and you don't want to fully dry that area out. And then right here, I am applying the e.l.f. Grip Primer. Y'all, I have a love-hate relationship with this primer. Like, it's very sticky and it works, but sometimes I find myself having to go in with my hand to distribute the product evenly on the skin, or unless it'll leave like a very dry spot for some reason. I don't know why it does that. So I like to be sure that the base under this primer is a little slippery, so that way when I apply it, it'll be easier to I guess blend in this product. But I like it. It does what it needs to do. So Morphe has a new setting spray in a gold can. I forgot the name of it, but it's like another like a luminous continuous setting mist. So that's what I use to spray her face. I wanted to wet her face up a little bit so my foundation can blend a lot better, and that way I don't have to use so much foundation. I do love a really nice even tone. So the foundation that I'm using on her is Nars, of course. If you know me, if you are not new to the channel, you know that I am a Nars girl, okay? So I'm using a Nars foundation in the shade New Caledonia, and I mix a little bit of Macao to get this color. I wanted to not warm up her skin so much. I kind of wanted to neutralize it just a little bit, so that's why her foundation isn't as warm as her natural skin tone, because I know that I was going to bronze her up really, really good. I also would like to mention that I recorded this full makeup look only for my camera to keep cutting off. I have the Sony ZV-X1, and I recently started playing around with the settings just a little bit, and now that I have my camera quality nice and crisp like I like it, for some reason the camera just cuts off at a certain time, and I haven't quite caught that time that it cuts off just yet. But I don't know, I recorded this whole look, even the eyes, but that's when I noticed that my camera wasn't recording. So it was just, luckily it's a nice, brown smoky eye, so you didn't really miss too much. So I also went ahead and placed her concealer and her contour. I love a good concealer placement. Look at it, it looks so good. Throughout this whole entire video, you will see me pat everything in. Like, I love patting in my products because it ensures the longevity of the makeup. And it also doesn't move the base. Once you apply that concealer or that contour wherever you want it to go or wherever you want it to sit, all you have to really do is just pat it in. Simple. And while I'm working, I love to keep my foundation brush and my concealer brush in hand. especially when I'm blending, because I can go back and forth blending out that concealer and that contour. I don't really have a contouring brush. I always use my brush for contouring just so my contour isn't super harsh. My foundation brush can actually, clean up the harshness or anything. To set her under eyes, I am using the Laura Mercier um, setting powder in the shade Translucent Honey. I love this powder. Maybe love might be a stretch. No, you know what? I do love the powder. I just hate that they changed the formula. The formula used to remind me of the One Size Beauty, but in a yellow shade. And side note, one Size Beauty One Size Beauty actually has a new, like a honey translucent setting powder as well. So I'm really excited to try that out. I haven't caught it yet in store. Um, but yeah, I definitely need to get my hands on that. So I use a very small amount. I start off with a small amount and then I work my way up, because if you grab a lot of that product, it's going to be way too much. So just build up your product, or build up your setting powder under the eye, especially if you're using the Laura Mercier setting powder. And for her eyeshadow, I use my handy dandy eyeshadow palette. Like, that is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. It is the Beauty by Melissa Believe Butte eyeshadow palette. I can't remember it's called New Persuasion. I love that palette. So as you can see, I'm mixing two shades together. I can't remember the shades, but it is that orange shade and that dark burgundy, well, like a dark reddish brownish color. And I'm just mixing that up under her eyes before I add her black eyeliner. For her bronzer, I'm using the Juvia's Place bronzing palette in the shade Dark. I really like it. It's really cute and it gives me that warm look that I'm going for. So yeah, I'm just bronzing up her face with that palette. Alright, so I'm dusting off that powder, that translucent powder off of her nose so I can go ahead and highlight her nose. I'm only highlighting the tip of her nose and in between her eyes. That's going to give me a really nice spotlight highlight kind of thing going on. I love doing that for all of my clients because I don't like a harsh contour, or I don't like a dramatic contoured nose. So this is my technique when it comes to contour, and then I'll grab a little bit of powder just to contour the size of that highlighter that I placed in the middle. Alright, now I am about to start dusting off that setting powder that's under her eye. I'm using this Morphe filter powder. I'm not even sure if they sell it anymore, but that is some really, really good stuff. Like, I will highly recommend getting that powder. You can use it for all over the face. I like to use it as a brightener under the eye, or as like a setting powder under the eyes. But it's really good. That is the shade Filter number 10. So I have filter number 10, filter number 7, and filter number 4 for like a brighter under eye. And then this blush palette is my all-time favorite. I love it because I can switch out the shades, and I can add any shades in there that I want. Like I said, I can switch out the shades. But this palette is by Ben Nye. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god, I cannot remember the name of it. But I'll link all of the products that I use in the description box, so that way you can grab it. I'll also list some links in there as well. Okay, so now I am wiping off her lips because we are doing a red lip today. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really care to do red lips, but when the event calls for it, we have to do it, like no question. So I'm using what pencil is this? The Morphe pencil in the shade Vibes. I think I later went back and add the Juvia's Place pencil in the shade Cola just to darken it a little bit, but I just needed something to outline her lips so that way when I go, yep, so there go Cola right there. So when I outline her lip, I won't go overboard with the red lipstick. So I'm applying the red lipstick. This is by TLB. I think it's called the Lip Bar. You can find it in Target, I believe is in Ulta, but I bought this from Target. This is a really pretty color, but it wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. So I went in with some Morphe lipstick. I can't remember the shade of this either. They used to sell it in the Ulta store, but they no longer have it anymore. I'm sure they will have it online, but I just took a brighter lipstick. I want to say this undertone may have a little bit of blue in it, so it kind of pops off a little bit more. And then I went back to my eyeshadow palette and I added a little bit of that shimmer in the inner corner. And then I seen that the shimmer really wasn't doing it for me, so I went in with like a new matte color just to pop it off a little bit more. So y'all, this look turned out so pretty. I love it. I do have some after pictures that I am gonna insert in here, but this is such a beautiful way to come back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.